Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Giants RT Jermaine Illuminor says TJ Watt didn't do a damn thing except for one impact play. New York Giants right tackle Jermaine Illuminor isn't giving TJ Watt his flowers for his Monday night performance against him. Dunked on by the internet for his pregame comments about wanting to be on an island versus Watt and then proceeding to give up a crucial strip sack against him, Illuminor says he did a good job against TJ Watt. "I'm not gonna sit here and fricking hype him up when you can go watch the tape and see what he did all night," Illuminor told WFAN Daily Sal Licata Tuesday. "He didn't do anything for 3.5 quarters and he had one impact play." A recap of how all this started. Last Thursday, Illuminor told reporters he was confident facing Watt and wanted the coaching staff to leave him on 1v1 against him. "I want to be on an island with him all day," he said days before kickoff in comments that drew plenty of headlines. During the game, the Giants, as all teams do, gave him plenty of help with tight end and running back chips along with sliding the protection Watt's way. While that slowed Watt down for moments, it allowed Alex Highsmith to have 1v1 chances on the other side. He dusted ex-Steeler Chris Hubbard, signed by the team earlier the week and making his first start of the season. Late in the game with the Giants needing to throw, Illuminor had more one-on-one chances against him. And what made plays? None bigger than a strip sack of QB Daniel Jones on third down with New York deep in Pittsburgh territory following QB Russell Wilson's fumble. Watt fell on the ball and put the Steelers' offense right back on the field. After the game, Giants head coach Brian Daboll said Theo Johnson was supposed to be motioned over to help Illuminor. But Jones never shifted him that way, leaving Illuminor one-on-one and losing the battle. He blames the miscommunication for giving up the play. "It was a crappy set expecting help, but still I need to be able to adjust to that somehow. It is gonna be dirty and grimy and it's gonna be ugly. But if I can just get TJ around the quarterback and try get Daniel Jones to step up, then we're not having this conversation right now most likely. It's easy to rewrite the game with what-ifs, and every tackle would be perfect if they could go back in time and have a do-over. That's not what happened." Illuminor may have expected help but obviously knew he wasn't getting it when Johnson failed to shift over. Ultimately, he allowed the sack. It's funny to see him tout how well he did against him 1v1 and then point to a lack of help on the biggest play Watt made Monday night. Watt finished the day with multiple pressures and a pair of sacks to give him 4.50 in the season and 103 for his career. Illuminor thinks he lost a few battles but won the war. And those island comments? Illuminor has no regrets and if given the chance to face Watt again, would want the same thing. A one-on-one matchup. "Like I said, I'm confident," Illuminor told the show. "I said last week I want to be on the island with him. I was on an island with him for a majority of the game. And he didn't do a damn thing. So I'm not gonna sit here and fricking sing his praises. I'm not like that and I never will be." Earlier in the day, we cut up all of the island matchups between the two. You can decide who got the best of the other, though remember pass rushers don't win 80% of their reps. If a lineman is losing most of the time, he simply isn't good enough to play in the NFL. And what won the most critical moments of the game? To his credit, Illuminor is a good offensive tackle. One who has improved against his career. And he certainly won some of these reps against Watt, a couple of them convincingly. But what got better as the game went on, and the idea Watt didn't do anything up until his strip sack is clearly incorrect. Does Russell Wilson give Steelers a Super Bowl caliber offense? Through 2 games, Steelers QB Russell Wilson is 36 of 57 for 542 yards, with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. He has a rushing touchdown on top of that, but also has 1 fumble as a runner. In each game, the Steelers have scored at least 26 points and gained over 400 yards. While the Steelers are still dealing with slow starts, part of that is Russell Wilson knocking off rust. He missed the first 6 games, dressing as the backup for the 6th, due to a calf injury, so he has missed a lot of valuable in-game reps. Even for a 13th-year veteran, the live fire is important, especially on a new team in a new offense. And trying to do that in the middle of the season only makes it even harder. It is reasonable to assume we could see even greater play-to-play consistency from Wilson after the bye. But the question at the end of the day, does Russell Wilson give the Steelers a Super Bowl-caliber offense? That is why they pursued him this offseason, believing he can get them over the hump. The Steelers believe they have a championship-level defense, and the special teams isn't far behind. It has been the offensive component holding them back. Even irrespective of Russell Wilson, the Steelers are still scoring 27.2 points per game over their last 5. They rank 16th in yards per game, and that number is on the ascent. In terms of efficiency, they fare better as a possession offense. The Steelers rank 5th in time of possession per drive and 7th in plays per drive. That allows them to keep their defense fresh, which is pretty important. If the Steelers' offense continues on an upward trajectory with Wilson, I do think this is a championship-level unit. Wilson is capable of making all the throws, and his playmakers are making plays for him. The offensive line is rounding into form and will get Zach Frazier back soon. Najee Harris is on a roll right now, to the point that it's limiting Jaylen Warren's contributions. It's nice to be optimistic about the Steelers' offense for a change of pace. Report: Steelers worked out wide receiver/kick returner Deontay Spencer. The Pittsburgh Steelers have reportedly worked out WR and return specialist Deontay Spencer. Per Aaron Wilson on X, Spencer hasn't appeared in a game since 2021 with the Denver Broncos, but he has been on and off the New York Jets practice squad since then. In 42 career games, Spencer has 2 starts with 10 receptions on 18 targets for 54 yards. His primary role in the NFL has been as a return specialist, both in the kick and punt return games. He has 68 career punt returns for 667 yards and a touchdown. He also has 47 career kick returns for 1,008 yards. All of his games in the NFL came with the Broncos from 2019 to 2021. Spencer initially entered the league as an undrafted free agent in 2014 to the then St. Louis Rams. Steelers WR coach Zach Azzanni was the Denver Broncos WR coach from 2018 to 2022, so he would be familiar with Spencer, who was with the Broncos from 2019 to 2022. In addition to his past with the Broncos and Jets, Spencer spent some time with the Steelers in 2019. Kick return hasn't been much of a factor under the new rule set, with teams opting to kick for touchbacks. Calvin Austin III has been electric as a punt returner, with a touchdown on Monday night. However, with Roman Wilson recently added to IR, the Steelers could be going through their Rolodex of names, and this one is familiar to both the Steelers and Coach Azzanni. The Steelers have just 51 players on their 53-man roster right now, but one of those spots should be spoken for with Cameron Sutton coming off suspension. The Steelers have elevated WR Brandon Johnson from the practice squad 3 times, so he can't be elevated again. It is possible they are looking for another receiver to fill that role as a practice squad player to be elevated when they are running thin. Unless the Steelers trade for a receiver, they are running thin. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Deontay Spencer? Leave your opinion in the comments.